This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it easy to keep up to date with transfer news, scores and stats all in the one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description. The app is free. Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match preview, Everton versus Leicester City. I am joined by Cameron from the Mighty Blues and Les Roberts from anywhere you can get his face. Now boys, it's another game in a couple of days after our latest defeat. Let's hope that is it. Our bad run is consigned to December and we don't have another bad run for the rest of the season. This is obviously the first game of 2019 where everything goes right for Everton. 2019, every bit of luck. We're literally gone into Anfield and stolen their luck for the year.
Near FA Cup.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Everything.
Yeah. Big bag of Lucky Charms.
Big just there, Lucky Charms. Just there. Playing Leicester City, who are a point above us at the moment. Everton blown the opportunity to be comfortably 7th with that defeat at Brighton. Les, it's always a horrible tight game against Leicester.
Yeah. Yeah, it always is. I think even when they won the league, it was pretty. Didn't he beat us 3-1 at home that season? Didn't he?
3-2.
3-2. It was a tight game. Yeah. So, yeah, there's never very much in it. I always hate playing Leicester. I've had a thing about them since the 90s. I hated that Martin O'Neill side, and I've just always hated
Matt
them.
Elliott, Steve Olsen, Taggart, and all them.
Yeah, and they come and they've got the bad songs in the away end, and it's just. And it's 12:30 and it's New Year's Day and I'll be knackered and I don't even know if I'm going to go yet. I'm just not looking forward to it.
In all fairness, obviously Leicester won the league. They were brilliant. They deserved to win the title a couple of years ago. They were fantastic and they've done really well. They've established themselves. They're a tough side. I think, you know, obviously going to be biased in this, but outside Everton, I think they're the next best team outside the top 6 really. But they've done really well. They're a weird side, Leicester, because you look at them and I don't think there's many that you'd want to take, you know, the way you look at teams a god like him. There's a few. Obviously Vardy's still fantastic, you know. I know some people like Maguire. I think he's alright, but you know, and obviously James Maddison, who we were linked with, has done exceptionally well for them. But they'd always managed to be a good unit, don't they, Cam? And
yeah, they work.
This is going to be another tough game.
Yeah, definitely. They work well as a team, I think, and that's what they've got, that team spirit, and I think that's what saw them through to win the league with a couple of bits of quality by some players like you can't say your Mahrez, but I think what won that league was the team spirit and to stay together. And like Les said, then it's always a difficult, scrappy game against Leicester because, listen, we know that they've got players that can score goals. Jamie Vardy will score goals in any stadium in world football, I think. We need to be tight at the back. And I do think Marco Silva will revert back to a 4 at the back, 2 centre half, right back, left back. And I think that's important because there's no room for lack of concentration. There's no room for error against a striker like Vardy because if he gets in behind, you'd put money on him over most strikers in this league to score. So we need to be tight. Whoever plays centre half, whether it's Mean and Zuma, Keane and Zuma, they need to be tight, and we need to make sure that we don't give any stupid fouls away, any stupid decisions. And like I said, we keep our concentration, and at the end of the day we need to take our chances. We just need to create more and score more goals because we're not at the minute. The lack of concentration in the box is just, it's ridiculous at the minute. We're gifting goals to every single team we play. I know it's the Christmas period and it's December, but we just seem to be going here, have a goal here, have a goal here against everyone. And this is a team where, okay, Brighton, they're a good team at home and that, but we could have and should have beaten them. They haven't got a lot. They haven't got a lot going forward, and they haven't got a lot of goal threat. Leicester have. So you know, we need to make sure that we don't make the same mistakes because this you know, don't get me wrong, we could be beaten 1-0, but we could be beaten 3-0 here and embarrassed by Leicester because I think, you know, their goal threat is quite obvious, and we need to make sure that we don't allow them to utilise that, and we defend.
Les, is it a worry that we just played Burnley and Brighton, who aren't prolific scorers, we haven't kept a clean sheet again?
Still conceding. Yeah, I think it's very much down to us. This game, we need to. It's on us if we win it. It's not. They can't just turn up and win the game. We'll have to let them win the game. So it'll be down to our mistakes. It'll be down to our bad defending, bad decision making. So yeah, I think we have really got to keep it tight because looking at it that way, I can't see them not scoring. No. I mean, you know, the fact that they just beat Man City and Chelsea shows that they can beat anyone.
Oh God, yeah.
But they've just been beat by Cardiff, which is a on the one hand it's a good thing because it's like, well, yeah, they can get beat by Anne as well.
Yeah.
But then you look at it and think, well, will they bounce back from that? Because they will want a reaction. It'll be like, well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, we need one, and we got one after Spurs. But I think it's very much down to us how we approach the game. If we go into it like we did against Brighton, we're knackered. We've got to have the intensity back. We've got to start pressing from the front again. We've got to be cohesive up front. We can't be like have two wide players in the front man. It's got to be all tight. So I think it's very much down to us. It's going to be a tight game. There's no question about that. And I do think they will score. As you say, Cam, they got that goal threat is massive. But yeah, I think it's very much on us. We win or lose this game based on how we perform, not necessarily on how they do.
If you look at their form, they obviously won at Chelsea and City, which is two marvellous results. They lost at home to Cardiff, they've lost away at Palace, and lost at home to Spurs in December. So they've lost 3 games in December as well. We've lost 4. Like I say, the goal difference is exactly the same as +1. 1 point between us. You know, it really realistically, we both should be on 28. We lost. We snatched the defeat from the jaws of a draw, didn't we, at Brighton? But we've got to get back, haven't we, Cam? We've got to get our home form back. Spurs come and rattled us. It was, awful. 2 defeats in about 15, I think, at Goodison, but Spurs comprehensively destroyed us last week. And we've got to get our home form back, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think if you look at our best games this season, you look at obviously Burnley, Leicester away. I think we played very well. I think our best home game this season has been the Brighton game. I don't know how much that was down to us being fantastic or, the fair goal was them being sloppy, but we definitely need to get our own form back. We need to make sure that every time we go to Goodison Park, every time we walk on that field, we know we're going to win that game, especially against teams that, okay, Leicester are, very close to us in the league, and like we said off camera, probably the next best team outside of that top 6, other than us, which obviously we're going to say ourselves, but they're still a team we should be beating. And if we want to get anywhere near them teams above us, we need to be beating teams like Leicester. I had a Brighton fan on saying, well, hang on, we haven't been beaten at home, but we've only been beaten by so and so and so. But I said, but if Everton want to get to that point, we need to be beating them teams, and it's the same with Leicester. Leicester are a very good side, like you said about the league table there. If we'd have beat Brighton, we'd have been 2 points off Man United. We're now near enough in the bottom half of the table. The league's so tight, so we need to get as many points on the board as we can, and it starts on New Year's Day. We've had a poor December, we've had a poor run. It is just a dip in form. It is. You look at the form we had before. Well, fingers crossed. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it is just a dip in form. And this needs to change. Now, we thought it changed at Burnley. We thought we could go out. Another disappointing result at Brighton. It needs to change now against Leicester. And for me, it's a 3 points. It's definitely 3 points.
It's got to. I mean, you've got to beat the teams around you, Les, haven't you? We're aspiring to try to certainly finish 7th and close the gap on that top 6. And we haven't got a game against someone in the top 6 till the end of February now, when we have Man City at Goodison. So this is a period where we can rack up a lot of points. There's no easy games. We have Fulham at home on New Year's. Well, maybe Fulham. If we had someone at home who's in the bottom 3, Southampton at home, you'd be going, we should beat them. It's not an easy game. So I don't think we're at a stage where any game is easy for us.
We can't take anything for granted. No, but we've got to be looking at January and thinking, we've got to be coming out of this with loads of points and a cup win, because it's a very, very winnable month. I think we probably need to go into this game looking at our away performance at Leicester as maybe a template for it, because we were very good on that day. I don't think we seemed like the away side at all. We just pretty much dominated the game, as I remember. One thing that did threaten us though was their pace. So they've got a lot of pace, and we are going to have to counter that, and not to turn it into the Seamus Coleman thing again, that right hand side has got to be on top form, because I remember John Joe Kenny got twisted inside out, didn't he? For their goal. So it's like they will look to attack the right, without a doubt. They definitely will, and that needs to be tightened up. It just has to be. Whether it means changes, whether it means he might go 5 at the back, because Coleman even said himself, didn't he, in the week? He said 5 at the back's the way to go.
Did he?
Yeah, there was
it probably is for him.
It does take a lot of pressure off him, doesn't it? Because I mean, you saw yesterday, Mina goes out very wide as part of that back 3.
If it is 5 at the back, 3 at the back, 3-4-3, do we Do we need Garner then?
No, not a chance. I think if we ever play 3 at the back again or 5 at the back, whatever you want to call it, I don't think Garner fits in that place. I think Garner is a player that supports the centre halves and is very, very good. In a two, it's very, very good when we've got a 2 centre half and Garner's there to pick up the bits and bobs and to be that linking midfielder. When you've got 3 centre halves in Garner, it's too much, and there's not enough then going forward. There's a massive gap between the defence and the midfield and the front 3.
But what about someone like James Maddison though, who's very good for them centrally, plays at the 10?
Who picks him up?
If it's Gomez or Sigurdsson, that's what I'm saying. I kind of agree, but what I'm saying is Leicester quite often will just play with Vardy through the middle. We'll have Maddison off him and then 2 wingers. So I suppose what you'd have to say then is that we've got to get tight to Vardy, and then maybe the spare centre back has to come in and pick up James Maddison if he's dropping into those dangerous areas. I kind of agree with you with Garner. This is a game we probably need to be on the front foot. I don't think it'll help us if we're on the back foot.
No.
I really don't. And what we have to do is what we did really well down at Leicester, even before Morgan, because Morgan didn't get sent off till the second half, and we'd won the ball back more. There was the first real Marco Silva blueprint performance I think that we saw. What we did really well down there was we pressed them high, didn't we? We took the ball off them. Bernard, Richarlison played up front for the first time. Walcott, we were on them, and then 3 played as a 3. Where I don't think at Brighton, I think they played. They went back to what I call Everton's default formation, which this happened with Lukaku. Just left him up on his own, and everyone else was holding hands in our half, nowhere near. And it doesn't help anyone. The best teams, your Liverpools, your Manchester Cities, your Tottenhams, their front players are all together. They're not isolated. There's not 50 yards, and I think Harry Maguire has got a mistake in him, no question about it. I think obviously if you put Johnny Evans under pressure, if he's the centre back that plays with him, you can get the ball back off him. I don't think they're great defensively. They're good defenders, but I think if you put them under pressure and press them, you'll get goals off them, and that's what we have to do with Goodison. I think if we sit back and let those gaps appear, I think it'll be a comfortable afternoon for them.
What do we do if Gomez is injured? Because he's looked off the pace the last few games, hasn't he? Certainly since we got a knock in Spurs, he's looked off the pace since. What do we do if he's out?
Guy next to Sigurdsson, Bernard as the 10.
So we just play a 4. We just can't. If we can't afford to play 5. Because he's become quite central to everything we do since he came in at Palace. It was like.
Gomez,
he kind of makes the team
he takes the ball, but he was alongside Guy that day. But because we've had the 4, I think Guy's okay in a 4, like Cam said. If you've got Gomez as the 8th, that's the player alongside him, and then you've got Sigurdsson, because then 2 transition quite nicely. They knock it in, you get it back, they're clever, and you just leave Garner. Garner's great when you just go and do all that stuff in the engine room, let's see in a bit, and everyone else plays forward. He's brilliant at that. He's perfect. You end up with the triangle, don't you? You've got your 2 centre backs, and you've got Garner sitting in front, and everyone else essentially attacks. That's Marco Silva's. That's literally his blueprint. It's like 7 attackers and 3 defenders. What happened the other day was we had 3 centre backs, and we had 4, almost 4 centre backs. Really, because Garner, that's his position. But then it just left Gomez on his own, didn't it?
There's no balance at all.
And then the players were all on top of each other. So he was moving it, Gomez, right and left. But Richarlison was 30 yards. But you'll have seen it yourself. Richarlison was 30 yards away on his own. Bernard and Walcott were almost like double right back. So we had like Coleman and Walcott, old mans on one side, Bernard and Dean on the other. Where when it worked at Burnley, we had a proper 3, so Gomez and Sigurdsson had all the space to play in, and they were clever then, and they were involved on Bernard, and it was all working great because we could push right the way up the pitch. So if Gomez is out, it has to be. I wouldn't trust. I don't know whether I'd trust Davis, and although Tom Davis had a stormer down at Leicester, by the way.
That's what I thought. He'd be the natural player to come in because he can't do Garner's job, not as well, nowhere near as well.
Well, he actually does it. He does aspects of Garner's job better because he can actually pass the ball and go forward. But he can't destruct. He can't take the ball. He doesn't intercept as well as Garner. He doesn't destruct, as well as Garner. And he's not tactically as good as Garner in that position. But if Garner's to play with 1, say he says, Gomez, you're having the rest of the day, you're sub, and he goes with Gylfi and Garner, we have to make sure that Bernard and Walcott, if they're the 2 wide players, Lookman will be available as well, don't forget. We have to make sure that they play as a 3. They have to be a 3 because there's no reason for them to be so deep.
Yeah, no. We have to attack this game. We have to go at Leicester.
We can defend. Our 3 centre backs don't have to push right the way up, by the way.
No.
So because you don't want to give Vardy too much room behind you. But if your full backs are on the halfway line, if you literally play in a curve, then you've got cover here. Zuma can cover Vardy, no problem. The pace wise, no problem. Yeah. So you've got that covered off, and you're pressing up. You've Bernard and your other winger, whether it's Walcott, Lookman, Richarlison, even because Calvert-Lewin might play, they have to be close together. Otherwise, it doesn't work. We just end up with what we had at Brighton, which is loads of players knocking a ball 4 yards, but not doing anything, not affecting the play.
Yeah, it was very much like that, wasn't it? Just keep knocking it across.
That's all it was. And you're like, this isn't actually doing it. They're just walking around at the back because there's under no pressure. It was only when we ran at them the end of the first half and the end of the second half that they actually had to defend. There was a big chunk of that game where
we just left
Toffee and Dunk could have literally just had a cigar because there was nothing for them to do.
And we seen Toffee and Dunk at Goodison and how they can be if you run at them and how fragile they can be if you put balls past them. I mean, okay, the Richarlison's last goal was a fantastic goal, but Duffy's on his arse. He absolutely turns him when he falls over. So that's what we should have been doing. For me, there was a massive gap in the midfield. There was a massive gap between, like you said then, Richarlison, Bernard and Walcott were like fucking light years ahead of everyone else, and everybody else picking the ball up was like, where do we go now? And I think that was because there wasn't a Sigurdsson player in there to link the play up. I do think he'll go back to a 4 at the back, 2 centre halves. I think he'll have seen that performance and gone, you know what, maybe bring Gomez out, stick Garner back in there. I don't know who'd play it, whether it be Tom Davies, Sigurdsson. If Lookman's available, would Lookman come back in?
If he goes for it though, he might just go back to his tried and trusted Garner, Sigurdsson and Gomez in midfield. Which is, let's be honest, that's probably our first choice midfield. If we're playing 4, that's our best midfield 3. As much as people are calling for James McCarthy, and I understand why, but we don't know whether he's up to it. If McCarthy will play against Lincoln, let's be honest, he's going to play against Lincoln. Definitely. So will Baines and so will Jagielka probably, or Holgate, Mason may do, or depending on where he goes on loan. But for this one, I don't think you could put McCarthy straight in. No. You know, when we beat them in February, Goodison and Chambers come back, and that was his best game, ironically, that he's had back. He was playing on the trend, wasn't he? But that showed you his capability that night. Yeah. Showed you his level. Something's stopping him getting to that level. Yeah, true. So it might be either up here, or it might be that he's another 8 months older, 10 months older than he was that night, or something's not. He hasn't been able to recreate that. But it was a tight game then. But it showed that night again. Harry Maguire had a nightmare because we bugged him basically. We had Walcott running down at him, and the amount of times he just kicked the ball out for throw-ins and was arguing and stuff, because when you put him under pressure, he doesn't want to play. Great when it's all in the air. All day long. If it's long balls all day long, he doesn't even have to jump half the time. He put his flip-flops on and do that all day long because he's a big, strong lad. But if you run at him, he can be quite cumbersome sometimes, and that's where we can benefit.
That's another thing. Yeah, we can't let ourselves get dragged into a battle with their centre backs. Yeah, I mean it did to a degree at their place, and Richarlison got the better of him because he just had Morgan all day, and he drew the fouls and that. But at Burnley, we never got dragged into a battle with them, which is exactly what they wanted. And
they kicked us all game.
Yeah, they couldn't do it against Brighton. We kind of did.
We let them dictate it.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. As you said before, we've got to get on the front foot. We've got to dictate how this game's going. We've got to say to them, right, we're going to go at you. It's up to you to deal with us. And then if you break, we'll see what happens. But you've got to first off deal with what we can throw at you. Yeah. So yeah, we've really got to attack them. And as you say, if he's on the turn, Maguire, Richarlison's running past him. He's got no chance, has he? So it's very much we've got to really take it to them.
Yeah, I think like we said before, they're going to react, and it's about us reacting better than they react. I think we need to come out storming, all guns blazing, and just absolutely go firing at them and create the chances. Like, I always go back to the Burnley game. We had 6 shots on target, scored 5 goals.
Yeah,
that was the time when we're taking our chances. Every other game we're not taking chances, so we need to go out on the front foot because they are going to want to bounce back.
Well, what's bizarre, we've just had 4 on target against Brighton and hit the Barden post and didn't score a goal.
Yeah, exactly.
And at Burnley we had 6 on target, scored 5, and that's really been the thing for the season. The amount of goals we've had to chances we haven't converted.
We haven't.
There's so many games we've had 10, 11 chances and scored 1, maybe 2 goals, and you're thinking other teams are put. West Ham went to Fulham the other week and got battered. 18 shots to 5 and won 2-0. 3 on target, won 2-0 and got destroyed. And you're like, love Everton so having go somewhere, get destroyed like that and win 2-0 because you took your chances. You know, we don't tend to do it. We and again, that's probably why people go on about the centre forward. But the reality is, if you look at it, and I think Marcel Brand said this the other day, is that it's great having a striker who puts the ball in the net. Of course it is. You know, everyone wants it, but everyone else has got to chip it.
Yeah.
If you take Sigurdsson and Richarlison's goals out,
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
You know, your next one's
Yeah.
Calvert-Lewin, who's got 2. I know he's got 5 with the Carabao Cup, or 4, whatever it is. He's got 2 or 3 in the league. You know, where's Walcott's goals?
Yeah, it's been like that for a while, hasn't it? The goals aren't getting spread around as
They've
much
got
as
to be.
Yeah, but they need
There's
to be.
players there who I look at, Les, and go, look at Dean's got 3. He's one of our top scorers. So, and that'll come in the last month. So you look at him and go, well, Walcott's capable of getting 10, 12 goals easily. Chances he gets. Why is he not scoring more? Bernard is capable of getting 5 or 6. Why is he not hitting the target? Why is he shanking balls out of the goal?
Why is he trying to hit it with his laces?
That's it. You know, there's Gomez is capable of 4 or 5 easily. You know, it's them and our centre backs all should be in 3, 4, 5s now.
Yeah,
Keane and
definitely.
Zuma have had so many opportunities this year. And what's Keane got? 1, has he? He scored at Bournemouth. Then Zuma hasn't scored, and he's had about 46 clear headers.
Yeah.
So it's all of that. You know, where teams will go somewhere and get goals from nowhere. And Lovren last week come in for a game, smashes one top in, and you're like, fucking hell.
He's the best defender in the world.
Well, of course he is. And that's it, isn't it? It's about being able to do that. I mean, what we have to say before we go, obviously Leicester had a horrible end to 2018 with obviously the chairman, the helicopter crash and all that, so they bounced back. So obviously thoughts and condolences to Leicester, and they bounced back from that, and you know, have had a year that they'd want to forget, I suppose. So for us, we just got to get on that front foot, get these 3 points. You know,
attack them early.
Game of chances for me. You give Jamie Vardy a chance and you put money on him to put it away.
Would you buy Vardy still, even at his age?
It depends how much money they want for him. Anything more than
He'd fit in our team, though, wouldn't he?
25,
Oh yeah, he would be great.
He'd be perfect.
He'd be perfect in our team, but it
Absolutely.
depends how much money they want for his age, and that's again
What
one
is
that's
he,
been spoken about
31
in
now?
January.
31 going on 32, and it's like his
Next
pace
season
is-
his legs could go, and if
That's
his
it,
legs
that's the
go,
problem.
you're like
His game's gone,
wasted. But it's if you give him a chance,
To go,
you put money on him that he'd score in that goal. So when we have a chance, we need to score to make sure that if we do happen to let one slip and he does get a chance, if he scores, it's not important because we've put 3-4 past at the other end. So that's the most important thing for me.
Wouldn't a
on
clean
New Year's
sheet
Day.
be lovely?
Be unbelievable. What's a clean sheet?
No. When was the last time we had one? Cardiff, wasn't it? It's been a while, like Cardiff in November. You know, I mean, Brighton hadn't had one for 2 months before they played us. Which is
Time for Everton.
So there you go.
It's Christmas period,
It's
pal.
a
It's giving
we are, mate, you know what?
Like
That's,
Santa.
again, that's
Have points,
another
have
reason
goals.
why everyone loves us.
Yeah.
Because we do dish the presents
We are
out
the
quite
gift
happy.
that keeps
Yeah,
on.
We are
literally.
we just want to make people's lives better apart from our own fans,
Yeah.
who we like to make worse at times. There you go. That is the match preview. Big thanks to Cameron and Les for joining me there. And let's hope, if you're a Leicester fan, I hope you have a safe journey. I hope you don't enjoy the game too much. You have a safe journey home, and then good luck for the rest of the season. If you're an Evertonian, we have to win, and let's hope that we do, because we have to bounce back from a disappointing defeat at Brighton. But let's start the new year. Let's start 2019 on the front foot, and let's piss Sky Sports off by winning when they don't want us to. Big thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and see you soon on Toffee TV.